In the heart of a vast savanna, surrounded by towering baobab trees and golden fields of maize, there lived a man named Ikin. He was one of the wealthiest farmers in the region, with acres of fertile land, herds of cattle, and storehouses filled with grain. Yet, despite his wealth, Ikin was deeply troubled. He had reached the age where he desired a wife to share his life with, but he found it difficult to trust the intentions of the women around him. Ikin often heard the whispers of the villagers. "He is rich," they said. "Whoever marries him will never know hardship." These words made him uneasy. He feared that any woman who came to him would do so for his wealth and not for the man he truly was. One day, as Ikin sat under the shade of a baobab tree, he devised a plan. He decided to disguise himself as a poor man, hoping to find a woman who would love him for his character and not his riches. Ikin traded his fine clothes for a tattered tunic and sandals that had seen better days. He smeared his face with ash to dull his bright complexion and tied his hair into a rough knot. To complete the transformation, he carried a simple walking stick and a small bundle of belongings. He looked every bit the wandering laborer. Leaving his estate in the care of his trusted servants, Ikin ventured into the neighboring villages, introducing himself as a struggling farmer in search of work and shelter. After days of wandering, Ikin arrived in a small village called Nkwodo. The villagers were simple folk, kind and hardworking, and they welcomed strangers with open arms. Ikin found a place to stay with an elderly man named Bobachaik, who allowed him to sleep in his modest hut in exchange for helping with chores. As he settled into the village, Ikin observed the people and their ways. One young woman, in particular, caught his attention. Her name was Amora, and she was known throughout the village for her kindness, humility, and beauty. Despite her humble upbringing, she had a grace about her that was unmatched. Amora lived with her widowed mother, Momangechi, and helped her tend to their small plot of land. Together, they worked tirelessly to make ends meet, often sharing what little they had with those in need. Ikin admired Amora's selflessness and decided to get to know her better. Over the next few weeks, Ikin sought out opportunities to spend time with Amora. He helped her carry water from the river, repaired the roof of their hut, and joined her in the fields during planting season. Despite his disguised appearance, he treated her with respect and listened intently to her stories and dreams. One evening, as they sat by the fire after a long day's work, Ikin asked Amora, "Why are you always so kind to others, even when you have so little yourself?" Amora smiled. "My mother always says that kindness is like planting a seed. You may not see it grow immediately, but one day, it will bear fruit. Besides, wealth can vanish like smoke, but a good heart lasts forever." Ikin was deeply moved by her words. He saw in Amora the qualities he had been searching for: compassion, wisdom, and integrity. Although Ikin was convinced of Amora's goodness, he decided to test her further. One day, he confided in her, "Amora, I have been thinking about leaving this village. Life here is hard, and I dream of finding better opportunities elsewhere. But I cannot go alone. Will you come with me, even though I have nothing to offer but my love and hard work?" Amora looked at him thoughtfully. "Ikin, I have seen your kindness and your willingness to help others. If you are truly determined to build a better life, I will stand by your side. Wealth does not scare me, nor does poverty. What matters is the strength of your heart and the honesty of your intentions." Her response filled Ikin's heart with joy, but he kept his emotions hidden. He knew the time had come to reveal his true identity. The next morning, Ikin asked Amora to accompany him to his friend's farm in a nearby village. As they approached the large gates of his estate, Amora stopped in awe. The vast fields stretched as far as the eye could see, and the farm was bustling with activity. Workers tended to the crops, herders managed the cattle, and servants carried baskets of produce. "Whose farm is this?" Amora asked, her voice filled with wonder. Ikin turned to her with a gentle smile. "It is mine." Amora stared at him, confused. "But, you said you were a poor farmer." "I am sorry for deceiving you," Ikin said, his tone sincere. "I am Ikin, a wealthy farmer. I disguised myself to find a woman who would love me for who I am and not for my riches." "Amora, you have shown me the depth of your heart and the purity of your soul. Will you do me the honor of becoming my wife?" Amora was silent for a moment, her thoughts racing. Finally, she looked at Ikin with tears in her eyes. "You tested me, but you also trusted me. Yes, Ikin, I will marry you, not for your wealth, but for the man you are." News of Ikin and Amora's engagement spread quickly, and the entire village of Nkwodo was invited to the grand wedding. The ceremony was a celebration of love, trust, and humility. Amora's family and friends marveled at the transformation of the man they had known as a poor laborer. Ikin spared no expense, ensuring that everyone in the village enjoyed the festivities. Feasts were laid out, musicians played joyful tunes, and dancers performed under the moonlight. Baba Chaik, who had taken Ikin in without question, was given a place of honor at the head table. As the years passed, Ikin and Amora built a life filled with love, laughter, and prosperity. Their story became a legend, passed down through generations as a reminder of the true meaning of wealth. The villagers would often say, Ikin found a treasure in Amora, not because of her beauty or her labor, but because of the richness of her heart. This tale teaches us that love built on honesty, kindness, and mutual respect is far more valuable than material wealth. It also reminds us that true character is revealed not in times of abundance, but in moments of struggle.